Can you allow me to be a bit more direct,
Yes.
perhaps, with my question? Last week in Lubumbashi, after Coach Cardoso played Limpopo, he made allegations that he hopes the opposition doesn't find out the way they play. And a lot of us found it slightly bizarre that Coach would mention something akin to spying. How have you found that? Because subsequent to that, then a performance analyst gets suspended, and there's leaks and claims that he was in conversation with you around giving you confidential information about the club and all of that. How have you made sense of that, and what is your response to all of this? Are you spying on Mamelodi Sundowns ahead of this fixture?
I prepared a statement for this, and I would laugh too. They say if you don't laugh, you will cry, and I prefer laughter than tears, because I think the work that we've done at Mamelodi Sundowns deserves a little bit better than what has happened in the last couple of weeks. And if you will allow me, just very briefly, I want to talk about some of my thoughts in relation to this issue that you've asked directly. Let me already start by saying something that I've already alluded to, that I am human. More human than sometimes many of you think. I am not perfect. I am extremely emotional and very emotional about football, because football is all I have. Football has given me everything, including a famous father, a famous uncle, a famous late grandfather. But after hearing the serious accusations presented publicly on a national radio station, and normally I wouldn't respond to this because it would have been left as mere speculation and rumors and gossip. And having grown up a lot in the last few years, I've made a conscious decision not to respond to rumors, gossip, and accusations. But a respected journalist spoke and shared information which I feel it is very, very important to take a few minutes to clarify. I am a product of Mamelodi Sundowns. I've coached in the academy structures from under 15 to under 17 to under 19, and eventually to the senior team. I invested many years of my professional life to this institution, contributing alongside many outstanding professionals to the standards that this club enjoys today across the globe and the African continent. Many things can be said about me personally as a human being, as a coach, but never that I do not invest in my career. Never that I do not take my job very seriously. Never that I don't work very, very hard. And never that I do not care about details. Those who know me understand how obsessive I am about preparation. I've sat in many press conferences amongst you, in front of you, where you have also accused me of oversharing tactical information. And that has never changed. The opportunity to coach Mamelodi Sundowns, and even the possibility of returning after I had left for another great institution, Orlando Pirates, has a lot to do with Coach Pitso Mosimane. But the truth is, it was also opened to me by Dr. Patrice Motsepe and the Motsepe family. What Sundowns represents in African football goes beyond the trophies. It represents leadership, dignity, and responsibility. And I remain deeply grateful and respectful for that chapter of my career. One of my former presidents, I will not mention his name, after hearing these allegations, called me and said, "Believe me, I don't believe this. I know your work. I know your investment. In front of me sits a 50-page report about the next opposition, and that happened to be your last game. Reputation is built over years of conduct and not through anonymous screenshots." And let me state this very, very clearly. Mario has not given me any tactical or confidential information about Sundowns. The conversations referenced were professional football discussions, some personal, relating to his UEFA licenses, which he asked me to help him share through different methodologies, previous work done together at Mamelodi Sundowns, and different tactical ideas that include European examples such as those from Manchester City. At no point, and I repeat, at no point, were current Sundowns tactical plans or confidential material shared with me. Mario is a great man, someone I consider a friend, a former colleague, but above all, a hardworking professional and a family man. I would never ask him to compromise his integrity for me. I would never ask anyone to risk their career for a competitive advantage. I also want to strongly protect my current technical team at MCLGs. The work, the investment, the time they spent analyzing opponents and preparing properly has been greatly undermined. Any suggestion that we rely on leaked information disrespects this great club and our professionalism. We prepare thoroughly, of course through intelligence and hard work, but never through shortcuts. There is another aspect that concerns me deeply. And through my time that I have worked at Mamelodi Sundowns, the club taught me a lot. And what I know of the club is that it has been built on strong family values: trust, respect, and professionalism. To hear that anonymous screenshots allegedly obtained from a private WhatsApp account of an employee are being circulated publicly is a worrying principle. In South African law, private communications are protected under the Constitution, and legislations such as RICA and the Cyber Crimes Act prohibits unlawful access and distribution of private data. These are serious matters. However, I must also respect that there are ongoing processes and investigations, and those processes must be allowed to run their course. And I will not go further into this, lest I seem to be interfering with that process of the internal investigation, especially because I am now a former employee. My intention is not to criticize. On the contrary, I speak because I care about the standards that were instilled to me by the Motsepe family and everyone else that has been fortunate enough to work alongside Dr. Patrice Motsepe. And great institutions like Sundowns are protected when due processes are respected. In closing, I will also say, South African football has been built through years of sacrifice and great leadership. We must be very careful not to allow unverified allegations to damage reputations and institutions that have taken decades, great sacrifice to build by great men. I fully remain focused on my club, my players, my staff, and the responsibility we have for the upcoming match. My history, my success, and many of my failures, my work, and my integrity speaks for itself. The end.